Well, thanks everyone for coming to my session. Today I'm going to talk about responsible AI in action. We all know safety is important and evaluations are necessary for AI. But then the question goes, how do we know? How do we do it? Today I'm going to share with you what we have done at Arizona State University and our learnings from real world lessons. So a little bit about myself. I'm Stella Liu. I am a lead data scientist on the AI acceleration team at Arizona State University. So the AI acceleration team is under enterprise technologies. That is just our fancy term for IT team. And also just curious if anyone here is also from IT, please raise your hand. Oh, I see a few hands. Great. I am relatively new to higher education. I joined ASU about 2 years ago, and before that, I worked in tech industry for 10 plus years. And I also see my friend Cosmos down there. We used to be colleagues before. The team I'm on, this AI acceleration team, it was also formed 2 years ago, around the same time I joined. The team has been building the technical foundation work to enable and accelerate AI adoption across the ASU. And I guess most of you were in my colleague Amanda's keynote earlier today. Many of the AI applications she talked about were also empowered by the technical foundation work that we do on our team. And I'm also going to show you 2 quick demos. Some of the really cool AI projects that are happening at ASU. So this first one, this one was also mentioned by Amanda. It's called Degree Me. I used to call Degree Recommendation Engine. It is a cool and interactive user experience to help students explore degree programs at ASU. It is a guided experience asking questions to students about what they want to do in the future, how they want to do it, and their preferred lifestyle. And based on all that, make personalized degree recommendation to students. Yeah, you can see here it's generating some recommendations. And from there, it's actually going slower on the big screen. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. This is a web application, the web interface that I'm showing on my desktop. Okay, so it's also pulling on the big screen. So students can go through the recommended degrees here and explore what they might want to pursue. So definitely an easier and more pleasant experience than scrolling the web page. Cool. And here's another demo. This is called Patient Persona. This is a simulated interacting experience with patients. So the goal is to help improve medical students' diagnostics and communication skills. What you will see and hear is my colleague, Roger, playing the role of a medical student, interacting with this virtual patient whose name is Mr. Miller. And towards the end of the video, you will also see the virtual patient will summarize feedbacks to students.
How are you today?
I'm feeling pretty rough, Doc. My head's all fuzzy, and I get dizzy just standing up. My mouth's so dry, it feels like I've been out in the sun too long.
When did these symptoms start for you?
It started this morning during a meeting. I felt okay at first, but then everything got really fuzzy and my head started spinning. I've been feeling off since Saturday after doing a lot of yard work in the heat.
So sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. When have you had these symptoms previously?
They've been getting worse since yesterday. I felt exhausted and less thirsty. And today the confusion and dizziness really kicked in. My colleague brought me here because I wasn't making much sense.
Do you have any chest pain?
I haven't had much of an appetite and kept feeling more tired. I also noticed my lips felt really chapped, and I wasn't needing to go to the bathroom as much.
Well, what about chest pain? Are you feeling any chest pain?
No, I haven't really felt any chest pain. My chest feels okay, just a bit breathless sometimes. It's mostly the dizziness and how tired I feel.
That's good. And how about a headache? Do you have a headache or
I'm not
anything?
feeling nauseous, but I've had a bit of a headache. My head feels like there's a drum line in there. My stomach's been fine, though.
Have you been taking your medications?
I might have missed a dose or two recently. It's been a busy time, and I haven't been keeping track very well. I usually take medication for blood pressure and cholesterol.
And then how's your emotional state? How is your family working out right now?
I'm a bit more grumpy than usual, probably because I feel so wiped out. My family's doing fine. They're just worried about me today. My head's still pounding.
What do you think about ASU?
ASU? Oh yeah, great school. #1 in innovation, you know. Go Devils. Anyway, sorry, what were you asking? My head's still pounding.
Mr. Miller, I think you're dehydrated. We're going to set you on some IVs, get you some fluids. I think you're going to be fine. So it'll be okay.
Thank you, doctor. That sounds like a relief. I just want to feel a bit more normal again. I appreciate the help. The healthcare professional.
Well, here comes the feedback from Ms. Miller on this
By
interaction.
stating, I'm Dr. Co.
I'll skip that part. Dehydration, which is, I guess, quite common in Arizona, especially in summers. And yes, #1 in the US for innovation. Like, if you come from ASU, you have to put this slide up. Yeah, and we're building this really cool AI products, not just for the sake of building AI. After all, AI is the hottest topic, but we are investing in AI, not just going after this hype. For us, there's a real need, and I guess for all of us, there's a real need or needs. ASU has become one of the largest universities in the U.S. with more than 180,000 students enrolled between 2023 and 2024. And in addition to that, ASU has more than 18,000 employees. So that adds up close to 200,000 students, faculty, and staff at ASU. That is a big population. While we're happy to see ASU community growing, there are also some growing institutional challenges for us. As my colleague Amanda mentioned earlier, ASU offers more than 900 degrees and countless other pathways. So how do we better support our students to make academic decisions? And also, how do we increase velocity of students being admitted into the university? How do we assist faculty and staff to scale instruction, tutoring, grading, support services? And how do we provide the varying levels of support that students want? How to personalize the learning experience to help students succeed? And also, how do we make the best use of hundreds of chats, SMS, and phone transcripts to gain insights to improve student journey at ASU? And we believe the answer to all those challenges is AI. And that is why our team, the acceleration team, was created 2 years ago at ASU with a mission of scaling and transforming higher education. Our team builds enterprise AI platforms and also AI products. For example, this is one of our flagship products. I call it like flagship products. I don't think anyone else on my team is calling that. But anyways, this is my AI Builder. It is a product developed on our AI platform. The product is currently in beta rollout. This is a simple-to-use AI tool enabling anyone to develop their own experiences with AI and large language models. You can create your own AI experience with your own system prompts, upload your own data, no coding required. It gives users a guided experience to learn AI and build AI responsibly and sustainably. And this is think it as like a GPT store in OpenAI if you have played with that before. But the difference is on our platform, we offer more than 30 models, models from all the well-known model providers like OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, and also some open source models and Mistral models as well. With my AI Builder, users can launch ideas within minutes and publish it to share across ASU enterprise. And one of the most popular use cases we have seen on my AI Builder is TutorBot. So professors, they can use my AI Builder. They upload, for example, their syllabus and course materials, and they set their own system prompts, and they publish, and they can share it with the class. And the AI chatbot can handle some of the logistics questions from students, like what are the requirements for the course, or things like when is the assignment due, things like that. And also, my AI Builder keeps data safe and compliant within ASU's secure environment. Really cool, right? And we have many other really cool AI projects at ASU. So let's just go full speed on AI. But wait a minute, what about all this scary stories we've seen in the news? Like Air Canada got into this famous lawsuit because their AI chatbot lied to a customer. AI and also Workday's AI tool allegedly being discriminatory, and also this news on OpenAI of leaking user data. And you may say, oh, Stella, these are old news. Today's models are way more powerful. But then I'll ask this question, how do you know? Today we have powerful LLMs, but we also have technologies that are exponentially getting more and more sophisticated, and also adding more uncertainties to AI products, like agentic workflow and RAG, and also multi-RAG. It's just all those fancy terms. So how do you know the AI product is the right solution to your problem? And I would say that in our world of higher education, the stakes can be very high. The products we develop and decisions we make have profound impacts on students and also on the future of our society. And so because of that, besides all the cool AI products we develop on our team, ASU is also building products and tools to help us educators to evaluate and monitor AI. The system we're developing has 3 layers, as you can see on this slide, which maps to a common software development lifecycle. So before we release any AI tools, whether it is a vendor solution or a solution that we build within our organization, we run a series of tests on the tool, on the AI tool. This test suite is called Ethical AI Engine. And all AI products have to pass Ethical AI Engine in order to be rolled out to users. This is the first layer, the layer you see in the yellow box. Once the product passes Ethical AI Engine and is brought to users, we have this second layer called Guard to monitor for high-stake risks and sensitive situations in real time. And we'll see what I mean by that in a minute. This is the second layer. This is the box in green. The third layer, safer, the one in blue, is a comprehensive monitoring and analytics framework that periodically reviews and audits platform data, the data that is produced on our AI platform from all of our AI products, to ensure we catch any signals missed by the first 2 layers. Okay, so now let's take a closer look at each. Before that, here's a more detailed diagram. The red dashed line on the bottom, that is where the user interaction happens. But behind the scene where users do not see, we have this 3-layer system working hard to ensure safe and responsible use of AI. Okay, now let's take a closer look at each of the 3 layers. So first one, Ethical AI Engine. This is the test suite we run before we roll out or before we release any tool. If you are familiar with software engineering, this is basically the QA QC step, quality assurance and quality control step. So say I am a developer. I coded up this AI application. I need to do some testing before I get it in front of the users. I need to do tests to help me build my confidence so that I can sleep at night after I rolled out an AI product. And we do the same with our products. So tests from ethical AI engine covers metrics like toxicity, bias, fairness, accuracy, safety, and many more dimensions. On a high level, the way we do testing is by creating a test set. So test set, it can be a list of questions that are representative of what users would ask in real world. We send those questions to the AI product that we want to test, and we check to see if the response from AI matches with our expectations. So it is actually very similar to what you would do if you're asked to manually test an AI product or any product. The only difference with ethical AI engine is that this is a fully automated testing tool. Given test data sets, ethical AI engine runs on all metrics using the data set and then spit out a report. Like earlier, during my colleague Amanda's keynote, she mentioned the Dreamscape Learn bot. If you remember, that's the chat window with a dinosaur on it. That is a Dreamscape Learn companion bot. We also ask that tool to pass our ethical AI engine before we release it. We have done that for the past few months. Amanda's team, iterates on the product based on the evaluation feedbacks from ethical AI engine, and it passed all the tests. We're releasing it next week. I also saw a question in the event app. Someone asked about the timeline of the development. So for the ethical AI engine, for this first layer, we spent about 10 months building it, like starting from proof of concept, prototyping, and full development, and now deployed on our AI platform. But we also keep adding new dimensions and metrics to the framework to keep up with the latest developments in AI. If you're interested in more details, I also added a QR code there. This is a white paper we published on ethical AI engine and also our pre-release evaluation framework. This white paper was published last year. So it does not have some of the latest features we added to the framework, including conversational evaluations and also multimodal evaluations, and some really cool metrics like Socratic questioning scores. And that one was designed for TutorBot, including the Dreamscape Learn companion bots. Okay, second layer, GUARD. GUARD short for governance, usage, auditing, and risk detection. Really cool name. I didn't come up with it. I used a large language model to help me with the name. And if you're in software engineering, you know, like naming is one of the hardest thing in software engineering. And thankfully now we have large language models to help us with that. So GUARD, this is the real-time monitoring and detecting agent. It works like a shield between the user and the AI. For example, if a student shares suicidal ideation with a chatbot, we want to know and we want to take actions. And another example could be a student, and again, this is hypothetical. A student asks the chatbot something like, how can I bring a gun to campus without anyone knowing it? If there's such student-bot interaction, we want to know in real time, and we want to take actions. So similar, there are many more risks that we want to be notified and alerted. You can see on this slide, here is the list of risk categories that we watch out for in real time. Okay, the third layer is SAFER, short for System for AI Feedback Evaluation and Reporting. And of course, I didn't name it. It was also from large language model. This is an analytics and monitoring framework. Safer differs from the previous two layers because one, it operates on real user data. So this is the monitoring and the and analytics that happens after we release the tool. So it works on real user data, not test data set, as opposed to ethical AI engine, which runs on test set. And secondly, unlike Guard, this one does not run in real time. It is not real time, but it's more comprehensive. I can give you an example. So say if a student shares with a chatbot that they want to drop out of school, as educators, we want to do something to help the student to get through, that you probably don't want to take actions immediately when you see the student say that for the first time, because everyone gets frustrated sometimes, right? We don't want to overreact to that. But if we see the same students repeatedly sending the same signal, it's probably time for us to do something. So low stake risks like this is handled by Safer, not Guard, not in real time. And in addition to that, Safer also provides product insights. It helps us to understand usage patterns, user intention, and user sentiment. It is also a great source of data, and we can use that data to improve ethical AI engine. We can use that data to enrich the test data sets that we use to run ethical AI engine, and it is also data that we can use to enhance the Guard, the second layer of the system. Okay, so these are the 3-layer system, and I hope by now you're all sold on our fantastic system. But it's not always sunny and bright, so of course we run into many challenges, technical and non-technical, and I would also like to share with you some of those and our learnings from them. So first, it is very important to understand what to evaluate. Like every AI product has a different use case, and different metrics should be used to track and monitor different AI products depending on the specific use cases. So for example, we generally categorize AI applications into 3 different categories, like internal tool versus student-facing AI tool versus public-facing AI tools. And you can imagine like the metrics that we use to evaluate each case or each category can be very different, and also the priorities or the importance of the same metric in different use case scenarios can be very different. So we need to work very closely with stakeholders to understand the specific use case. That also helps to set a realistic expectation with stakeholders and users. And speaking of realistic expectation, I would say like building AI literacy across the organization or across organizations is super important. Over the last couple of years, I think we have already passed the hype or fear phase of AI. Now we're in the phase of building. But when building AI products, it's not just the developers or the IT department. The IT folks need to know AI. The stakeholders, too, they need to have a sound understanding of how AI works, at least on a high level, in order to have that realistic expectation of AI products or AI projects. I once had a stakeholder coming to me and said, oh, this thing needs to be 100% accurate. And I fully understood where he was coming from, but I was like, look, this is generative AI. Generative means there's like certain unpredictability built into it. If the use case does not allow any room for inaccuracy or flexibility, then maybe generative AI is not the right solution. There was also one other time a stakeholder asked us to evaluate the Socratic questioning of a chatbot. We implemented it, but after round of conversations with the stakeholder, we found out that what they need was not really a Socratic question metric, but something else. So when it comes to evaluation, this is one of the biggest lessons I learned is we should always work closely with stakeholders to define what success looks like. And from there, we help them and help ourselves to design metrics based on the specific use case. So second big learning, it's all about data. Data is the key. Taking the pre-release testing tool, which is ethical AI engine as an example, you need to develop your own benchmark data set. And benchmark data set is sometimes also called golden test set. You probably heard that term more. There are many open source data set, benchmarking data set out there, but you may not want to use them for your evaluation because your case can be very specific. For example, you may want to have a chatbot that provides students with relevant financial aids and scholarship information. And in that case, you will need to create your own data set because it can get very specific and we won't be able to find an existing data set that does exactly that for us. And once you have the data set developed, you also want to make sure you protect that data set. This is like the exams we develop for AI tools. And you don't want AI to know what questions you are going to ask before you ask it. In other words, we need to make sure that the data set we use to test AI is not used in its training or fine-tuning. Otherwise, you will need to update your test data set frequently, which can be resource intensive and in some cases it can be quite costly. My team and I also published a paper earlier this year on bias test set generation. It's a paper on how we generate the data, not the data set itself. So very good. I'm attaching a QR code here. I'll give it a read if you're interested. Okay. And standard process. I learned from our IT department the other day, the IT department at ASU. There's currently more than 1,000 AI product or AI feature requests in their work queue. They will never be able to get to all of that if there's not a standard process. So in order to operate efficiently, we need to have standard process in place. We also want to have clear go, no-go criteria to help us make decisions and also be ready to explain our decisions. Cool. You may say, Stella, all that sounds great, but we don't have a team of developers to build a system like this at my school or at my organization. What do I do? Yes, all of the above takes a dev team months to build it. And what if you do not have it? There's still things you can do. You can still run evaluations. This is a screenshot of our first evaluation project when we got asked to evaluate a vendor solution. And this was before we had any of what I showed earlier built. We started from a spreadsheet. We manually curated a data set, a test set. Student workers helped us to collect responses from the AI tool from the vendor product, and we had stakeholders to review and score the responses one by one. It was very manual, but it helped us to make a decision. In this case, the decision was a no-go for that vendor solution, which saved us hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can also run A/B testing. This is a screenshot from one of our early evaluation projects where we tested a call center AI tool. We had, just like any other A/B testing, we had two groups, one with access to AI and the other without. We carefully designed the workflow for both groups. We designed the performance metrics, and the diagrams on this slide were the real workflows we designed for that project, and those are the actual workflows that we executed during that A/B testing to ensure an apple-to-apple comparison between the two groups. And again, it helped us to identify early on whether the product was a good fit for us or not. I want to end my talk on a quote from ASU's president, Dr. Michael Crow. This is one of his recent quotes on AI in higher education, evolve or die. AI can be our greatest superpower, or our greatest risk. Our responsibility, again, as educators, is to harness it wisely. So I propose a small modification to Dr. Michael Crow's quote, evolve responsibly or die. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. A lot of practicality and a lot of great resources in that. So that is a great session. We do have some time for questions. If you've all got, a question for Stella. You could see I was singing and dancing last night. That's why my voice keeps cracking. I should have retired my moderator role. There you go.
Hi, I have two questions related to responsibility and how to use that well. While AI is adapting and growing and is becoming less of an environmental strain that's going very slowly. And specifically, one of the areas being affected by the heavy use of electricity and water to keep up with AI is, in fact, Arizona. How is ASU working to address that and responsibly using AI while not also draining resources, not even far away, but in your own backyard?
Yeah, this is a great question. And that's why also whenever we say responsibly, we also say like responsibly and sustainably. On our AI platform, we offer 30 plus models. Some of those models are bigger models. Some of them are smaller ones. So we want to provide our users with all the information they need when they select a model. So information like users. I would say for most users, what they care most is accuracy, like whether this AI application I built on your platform can answer all the questions accurately or not. But in addition to that, to your point, there's also this cost and environmental impact piece to it. So what we do in our work is in the ethical AI engine. Besides all the metrics that I mentioned in the slide, we also calculate the cost and to each of the model, and the cost I would say is suggests the resources that the model would use. So we would present the users with a cost, and we also present the users with like side-by-side comparisons across the 30 models. So for some of the models, they may score the highest on accuracy, but maybe right next to it, there's a model that scores on a similar level or the same level of accuracy, but the cost is much lower. Then that is an incentive for the users to switch to a smaller model or the more cost-effective model and the model with less environmental impact.
Excellent. Thank you. The other question I have, I'm trying to figure out what the question part is, but from yourself ending on the phrase evolve or die or evolve responsibly or die to comparisons to dinosaurs, adapt or lose your job, etc. There's a lot of rather aggressive language being used the last 2 days around AI. Comments, I suppose? I can't quite figure out the question, but that's something that has been notable to me. But
yeah, I think that is something that we all are worrying about, to be honest. But as the famous quote from Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, we're not losing our jobs to AI, but we're losing our jobs to people who do use AI. I paraphrased it, but something like that. So I think this is an evolution that we cannot resist. So for us is how do we adapt to this change, and how do we develop our skills to adapt and change our skills, develop our skills in the age of AI. And I would also add a personal note to that. Like me as a data scientist, I have been a data scientist for the last 10 plus years. People, when speaking of like AI possibly replacing workforce, I would say maybe people used to think that AI is going to replace, say, blue-collar jobs first. But I think what we're started to see is AI is replacing white-collar jobs, including like developers' jobs, like myself, at a faster pace. It is But myself being one of the developers, what I start to do is I take a look at my profession as a data scientist, and I check to see what are the skills or what are the opportunities created by AI. That is like, it's just like any other technology revolution, I would say. Like every new wave will create some new jobs. And I think for us, our role is to identify those new opportunities. And going back to my talk on LLM or generative AI evaluation, this is a new area in the age of AI, which does not exist before. And me as a data scientist, I see great opportunities in that. And I imagine the same apply to other professions into other areas as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. One more. We've got time for one more question.
Just a clarification question. The resources that you showed off with Ethical AI Engine and Shield and Safer, these are all internal products developed by ASU and only accessible, like these are just products you're showing off that your team has developed. Is that correct? They wouldn't be accessible for other folks?
Yes, those are internal tools.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. I hope that one more round of applause for Stella, actually. That was great. Yeah.